Hey, you guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. So today we're going to talk about the fastest way for you and your kids to achieve financial freedom. So I started thinking about this because someone called into the Ramsey show to ask if he should move out of his parents' house. Now, a lot of people really struggle with financial boundaries, and it's hard to know if you are helping someone, and giving them financial freedom and all that, or if you're just enabling them and keeping them stuck. Well, for this particular caller, he was 31 years old, making $80,000 a year, and he had $42,000 saved. Now, he did live in New York City, so the cost of living and buying a home is very, very high. But George and Jade were on, and they crunched the numbers, and they really encouraged him to step out on his own, because it's an amazing thing that happens when you are an adult and you're living on your own, this dignity and independence that automatically is inserted when that happens. But it did start a broader conversation about how to empower kids to achieve their own financial freedom. And it's natural and it's good, right, for people to want to help their kids, and especially if the kids get older and they're struggling financially. I mean, our desire and instinct is to protect our kids, so I get how that happens. But what's hard is that empowering and encouraging and supporting your adult children can sometimes bleed quickly into enabling. So this is not to shame anyone or to judge anyone, because I'm not saying that you should never help family out when it comes to money. Every situation is different. Generosity is something that we talk about all the time, and that can look many different ways. But I kind of had this general take of, man, there is something to be said about setting your kids up for success and what they understand. Because again, empowering and enabling, there's a very fine line there. And you want to be able to raise your kids in a sense that you're saying, I am training them to be good adults. And let's be honest, whether it's in our schools, in our churches, anywhere else in the world, they really don't talk about money. And it's really tough because I just read a study that 3 out of 4 high school grads are starting to become stressed with money, and they don't have the tools to know even what to do on a basic level. So this is where I want to encourage you parents, that you can teach your kids what they need to know before they leave the nest. And you don't have to be a financial expert yourself on teaching them, because one of the most powerful ways you teach them is that they're watching you. Your example is huge. More is caught than taught. So here are a couple things that you can do to help teach your kids when it comes to money. Number 1, teach them about earning money. So instead of giving them an allowance, put them on commission. So they work, they get paid. They don't work, they don't get paid. So they don't question, where does money come from? They automatically know this relationship between hard work and earning money, that the two are married very closely. And the earlier that they can learn that, the better off they're going to be. And you can even set up little envelopes or little banks, that have give, save, and spend. You can help them, put money in each of those things when they earn money. Now, if they're old enough, that the piggy bank and the banks and envelopes, aren't working, you can graduate them to a real bank account. You can do a student checking account where actually you're the one that is signing over everything, but they are able to use, whether it's their debit card, checks, all the things when it comes to their spending. And you can kind of oversee the account, if you will, to be able to see their spending behaviors. Now, this is just a great opportunity to teach them about reconciling their account, keeping track of their spending, learning to save. All of it is so great. Next, you want to teach them how giving is linked to financial freedom. And one of the best things that you can do for your kids is teach them the power of giving before they go off on their own. There is something to be said about this concept of opening your hands and learning to give and be selfless with your money. And when you can do that, the earlier, the better, because that is going to magnify who they are when they leave the home. So if you want your child to grow up to be an independent, responsible human when it comes to money, show them these things and show them how to have a long-term savings goal. Growing up, it was always our car. So when we turned 16, mom and dad would match whatever money we had saved. And this was great because it taught us delayed gratification, putting money away for something that we wanted in the future. And then also when it comes to spending, you guys, let them spend and let them make mistakes. You would rather them make inexpensive, small mistakes under your roof versus the first time they ever make a mistake with money, they're out on their own. So work with them, create a plan when it comes to working, giving, saving, and spending. And it's just something really, really powerful because all of that together, what you're doing is unintentionally teaching them to budget. Yep. That's what it is. They earn money and they learn how to put it in giving, saving, and spending. It's a mini form of budgeting. And what that is just about being intentional with where your money's going. You have a plan and you do something with the money you earn. And that's true for us adults as well. That's what a budget is. It is a plan for your money. And again, this might seem like really big stuff and you may think, oh my gosh, but let me just encourage you that consistency is key, okay? Consistency is key. Yes, could you do this every single week, every single month? Every month they create a budget and it becomes part of the rhythm of, your life, especially if you have a teenager, them creating a budget for their spending. Yes, all that is so great, but just there's a lot of grace in here too. I know how crazy life gets, but consistency and just showing up with your kids is so key. And again, repetition is huge. So if it's just part of the family rhythm, even if it's not perfect, it's a really great place to start. And if you have been wondering, gosh, how do I help my kids financially without making them too reliant on me? You're not alone. So I hope that this video gave you some clarity to empower your kids and teach your kids to stand on their own and that they can handle their money. And if you have little ones, check out Financial Peace Junior. It is a great kit that has chore charts and teaching materials, all this great stuff to help you as a parent when it comes to teaching your kids about money. And make sure to share this video with a friend or a family member who wants to be intentional, again, with their kids and money. So remember, you guys, to take control of your money and create a life you love.